I like who?
I haven't done. On our Instagram post, we only smooth FM staff that used to like the post.
I don't understand what we're doing right. I don't tire.
I'm laughing. I just saw the post for today. I saw like my Valentine met so Caleb and Radio Cast.
God.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Caleb should go there and be adding the hashtags.
Don't want to happen.
What's this that Caleb has sent me? Every Friday, early this morning. All right.
You're showing.
Okay, let's go. This is Michelle today. Charm, please wear your mask. Inside the locker room. Are we live? Morning, everyone. Let's go. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. I'm Ayo Myro SA. It is time for today's edition of the Locker Room 981. Today, I have a very special analyst joining me. Tega is not here, but we have Inyobong Monday. Good morning, Inyobong.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you again. It was a little while ago. I was here.
Yeah, a little while ago.
Great to be back at the show this morning.
Good to have you. When we have you in the morning, we know there's something special happening. We don't see you daytime. All right, before we go on, a big happy birthday special one to our head of sales here at Smooth 98.1, Sonia Dennis. Happy birthday from your favorite breakfast crew. Happy birthday, Sonia Dennis. All right, we're moving on very quickly to let you know how you can be a part of the conversation this morning. You can do so by sending us a WhatsApp message on 0809 444 0981, or you could go onto our YouTube channel, Smooth 981 FM Lagos, and you can, send us a message using that platform as well. We'll go straight into our first story for today. I was hoping we'd start the show today with congratulations, Nigeria, but unfortunately, were beaten by the Cameroonians. Even though we thought our hopes and prospects was quite good, but apparently no.
It was a strange feeling because the game on TV was actually with pidgin commentary.
I heard. I missed
and it was quite cracking, to be honest. And I just remember what the guy said. He was talking about the fact that it doesn't really matter. This is a play game. It's a friendly game. It was a friendly game, so he called it play. I quite like the way he said it, but in all honesty, the Cameroonians, there's a bit of rivalry between Nigeria and Cameroon in football parlance and in football circles, I should say, because Cameroon have really dealt us some strong blows in the past in terms of tournaments. They've beaten us in 3 finals, very important finals, Africa Cup of Nations finals. The last one was in 2000 at the National Stadium in Surulere.
Yeah.
There was a trophy. There was a precedent in attendance. So Nigeria and the fans with Cameroon, we always want to win. Whether it's a play match, whether it's a serious match, whether it's in the final, we always want to win. Yeah. So I would tell you that there must have been a lot of disappointment with the Nigerian fans, the Super Eagles fans, and but personally, as an analyst, I didn't just watch the game as a fan. I watched the game because there's certain indices I want to see with the Nigerian team, because I've been very critical of the Super Eagles in the past, and I thought on the day they played better. I thought that the movement could have been faster, but I thought that during the game we passed the ball better. It's a friendly game, and the reason we play friendly games is because you're trying to to test methods. You're trying to test tactics and all of that. And for the coach, I'm sure that the result didn't go their way, but I'm sure he was impressed by the performance of his players.
You think?
Yeah, I would think so. I know Gunnar Roy is a manager and the coach wants to win all the time, but sometimes if you're preparing for a major tournament, you're preparing for the qualifiers like we are, I think that you want to look at the performance, you want to look at the quality of the play, you don't want to look at tactics. A few players came into the side, and I'm sure that the manager would have thought, I mean, it was a decent performance. We didn't win, but we had a good performance. The Cameroonians had only one shot on target and they won. I mean, football can be that cruel sometimes, but I don't think it was a lot to be very disappointed about, even though I still think that there's still things in our football that is not really going well.
All right. Well, I'm not sure. We wanted a win.
Yeah, I know. Fans,
Friday, we
fans.
thought it was almost a given that we were going to. We thought we were in a better form than Cameroon.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
To do really well.
No,
so
I totally agree.
To hear, but like you mentioned, it's also good to hear. So, what do you think, prospect-wise, AFCON and then the World Cup? With the way we played on Friday, how do you think we're going to fare?
I think there's a lot of prospect. Clearly, a few players came into the side, and Terry Murphy came off the bench. Peter Olayinka came off the bench. It was really great to see Abraham Marcus as well. The newbies in the team. Anayo Iwala, home base player with Ayimba. It was great to see. There's a lot of youthfulness in the side. There's a lot of prospect, a lot of belief that these young players can really take on the mantle of carrying our football and taking it back to the glory days. There's a lot of prospect, and I'm not quite sure about the manager. And I'm not quite sure if he's the guy to take us forward. I don't think he's the guy to take us forward because I think he's pretty old school. I'm sorry. I just don't feel he possesses that modernity, if you like, with the way football is going. He's very sluggish, and he looks sluggish, and his substitutions come very late in football matches, and you can't be reactive as a football manager. You've got to be proactive.
Absolutely.
You've got to understand that you can't be waiting for your opponents to do something and then you follow them. It doesn't work for me as far as I'm concerned. I think Gunnar Roy is a decent manager. He has stabilized our football for a long time, but I think we need to look in a different direction now. But there's a lot of excitement in Nigerian football, I've got to be honest.
Just one more question before we go on. The reason I'm saying this is because when you talked about the good player or the players that stood out for you, you emphasize the local players.
Yeah.
How about the internationals? Because I saw you will be training for the wrong reasons. So, what do you think? Do you think, I mean, people were saying, why did they call him up? What's going on with him? etc. What do you think? Was he just having a poor day, or do you think he's just not fit to be called?
I think it will be, in my opinion, has declined so horribly. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I still think that Arsenal robbed Everton of £35 million when they sold. It will be because I don't understand it will be again, because I think you look at a footballer and you think he's got real talent, he's got real gift, but what he's bringing onto the pitch is not quite up to the standard that is expected. Iwobi is a very good player, but I won't be overly critical of the European players that came through because they've had a grueling season. So a lot of them have just finished the season, and a lot of them, if you ask me, their heads are in Bahamas, in Dubai. I just feel that a lot of those players are just they're thinking about vacation with their families, and it's. Sometimes you can get in the way with players because at the end of the season like this, what you want to do is just jump on that plane. You know that. So I just feel that maybe that is cutting them some slack. But maybe a professional footballer and the kind of money they will earn playing, or they would have earned playing that game, is the sort of money that a lot of the average Nigerian earns in a year. And you would think that every time you're putting on the white green, you want to do better.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Let's go on to boxing. Logan Paul avoids knockout from Floyd Mayweather as the extraordinary exhibition went the 8th-round distance. Logan Paul was able to escape a knockout and drag Floyd Mayweather to the final bell in their surreal showdown in Miami on Sunday night. No official winner was announced as per exhibition rules, but although a knockout was allowed, it did not materialize. The YouTuber turned boxer Paul emerged with dignity from his bizarre clash against the all-time boxing great Mayweather, who retired with a perfect 50-0 record in 2017. Paul was exhausted in the final 3 rounds, but showed genuine toughness to take a few of Mayweather's punches and to spoil the smaller man's skills to survive until the final bell.
So this is a situation of a guy who is a social media sensation. YouTuber does really well, who thinks he can throw a punch, who thinks he packs a punch and wants to go into the ring. And it was great because it had a clash before now with Jake, and I think it was quite sensational to for someone who could believe, because I mean you have people who are doing different things who think, come on, I can have a crack at that, I can do that as well. But everyone was expecting what's his name now, Floyd Mayweather, to really teach these guys some boxing lessons. I was expecting that too, because but it didn't quite turn out that way. It was exhibition, and it's crazy money out there. I mean, these guys just go out there to make a fortune from one night, and it didn't quite happen as people expected. And like exhibition, nobody is expected to win. A winner was not declared, but it was a good one to see someone who was not professionally trained to go in there and show what he can do. Like he got really tired in the last 3 rounds, and of course the experience of Floyd Mayweather came through in terms of just throwing those punches and withstanding what Logan Paul was bringing to the table. But it's just insane to me, insane how these guys just make the kind of money they're making from just throwing a punch. I mean, Logan Paul, I mean, he's made a fortune, just an absolute fortune from just this exhibition. It was really great to see this exhibition fight, and wonderful.
Wow. All right. Okay. Pius has a question. Maybe I'll just quickly. Pius from Egueda says, please, sorry to ask, is India back in football? I saw them among the Asia qualification for World Cup.
Yeah. India have been playing football for a long
I
time.
was going to say, you know the more about that.
No. That thing they used to tell us when we were young.
100 mil. 101.
It never happened. By the way, it never happened. The Indians are playing football. I mean, they are not one of the superpowers. They're not even good enough to be called average at the moment. But
Wow.
they are really investing a lot in football, and I can guarantee you this: in another 20-25 years, we'll not be having this sort of conversation, because I think they're doing a lot of investment in their football. The Indian Super League, they've got the league going on, and they're spending tons and tons of millions of pounds to bring players to come in and develop their football. So it's quite good. Playing football, my word. I mean, this guy, is he just coming from the moon? Because India playing football.
No, it's that.
I understand. I get where it's from.
That's fake news.
Exactly.
Before the advent of Twitter, by the way.
And when I was growing up, my father used to. I don't know why he did this. May so rest in peace. And my father used to tell me about this story, and I used to look at him, and I actually really believed him.
I did too.
I really believed it.
I did. Right, Chinozie says, holding Floyd Mayweather to the 12th round is a true testament that learning boxing on YouTube is highly effective.
It was 8th round, but by the way, it wasn't up to 12 round. I think if it got to 12 round, I think Logan Paul would have given up. I think he would have given up.
All right. So from boxing to tennis, let's talk women's tennis first of all, and then we'll go to the men's tennis. French Open. 3-time champion Serena Williams was stunned by 21st seed Elena Rybakina in the last 16 at Roland Garros, as the Americans' bid for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam singles title was curtailed in straight sets. Williams was one of just 3 top 10 players left in the women's draw, although the wait to equal Margaret Court's record haul continues after her latest bid culminated in a 77-minute defeat on court Philippe Chatrier. Rybakina, featuring in her first last 16 encounter at a major tournament, outclassed the 7th seed to complete an impressive 6-3, 7-5 victory, which guarantees a new Grand Slam finalist from the bottom half of the draw.
That was really the cat among the pigeons. I thought it was really surprising, because when Naomi Osaka controversially withdrew from the tournament, you would thought, wow, this is an opportunity. It's a massive opportunity for Serena Williams to go on and take this particular championship, but it didn't quite happen. And sometimes you're in great shape, you're playing very well, but what you do on the day is very important. And I thought on the day, Rybakina was absolutely outstanding. She took the game to Serena Williams, and it was such an absolutely classic performance by Rebecca, 21 seed, and no one really gave her a chance going into this one, because with Serena Williams, you always have that feeling that as the tournament progresses, our confidence goes very, very high. But on the day, it was such a classic performance from Rebecca, and I'm sure she'll be thinking, what an opportunity!
Yep.
What an opportunity to win Roland Garros, and it will not come better than this. And when you beat Serena Williams, everyone expects that you just go on there and just grab the tournament. And I hope she does that, really, because I mean, this particular scalp can't just go to waste. I mean, you can't just beat Serena Williams and get knocked out in the next round. I hope she goes on to win the tournament, because she's from little known Kazakhstan. I mean, Kazakhstan are not a big sporting nation. I mean, when you throw that name in light, it's also quite wonderful. But Serena Williams, I'm sure she'll be bitterly disappointed, because she's still chasing that 24th Grand Slam tournament, and it's a monkey on the back. And every time you think about it, going into a tournament, that added pressure of you want to do this, you want to do it, and sometimes it just really can make you freeze under the occasion.
Absolutely. All right, thanks. So we'll be coming back to talk about the men's tennis with Roger Federer after this break. But before then, Chinwe Nancy says it's very obvious that Madam Margaret Court doesn't want Serena to break her Grand Slam 24 record. Too bad Serena is out of Roland Garros. For Federer, the best is for him to officially retire. And then George from Area 15 thinks that we should continue the legacy of telling our future children the Nigeria-India match story, since they told us when we were children. Just like the Santa Claus tradition, saying that Santa Claus is real. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue here on the Locker Room 981.
Into the Smooth Breakfast Show.
Peak protein.
Woo!
That's the secret to how mom wakes up early, makes breakfast for us, and runs off to work. How daddy works small snacks and still gets up early.
Small snacks.
No matter how busy they are, they're never too tired to play with me. And that's because they never leave home without a peak protein breakfast.
Start every day with a Peak breakfast, enriched with protein to keep you going. Peak. Reach for your peak.
If you're like me, that has to do with heavy downloads and a need to be connected, then you need a 9 mobile Wi-Fi or router. At the office, at home, and on the go. Never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our MiFi or router data bundles for as low as 16,000 naira and get a free 4G MiFi or router. Just visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center or authorized 9 Mobile dealer outlets to get yours. Terms and conditions apply.
Mobile.
You can rest assured we will take this journey right with you. I'll bet it from you. 'Cause you are a winner. We'll win with you. We'll run with you all the way. We'll share your dreams, and we'll turn them to reality. We're invested in your tomorrow.
All right, everyone. Hope you're good. We're coming back in 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 98.1. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. We're still in the Locker Room 981, part of Smooth Breakfast Show. Joining me this morning is Ini Obong Monday. Ini, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Excellent. All right, so just before the break, we talked about the Nigeria Cameroon match on Friday, and then Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul.
By the way, there's a rematch, if you like. I mean, we're playing again tomorrow. I mean, Nigeria, we've got a chance to redeem ourselves.
Cameroon.
With Cameroon.
Wow.
You know, it was a double header.
Are you sure it's not going to? You know how they say about mental? You know, they've beaten us before, and so I hope we would use that mental thing to push ahead.
I probably would hope that we'll go into that one like wounded lions like
All
this,
right.
and usually say, let's just go. I mean, we can't lose to Cameroon
So
twice.
lessons
Whether not
learned.
play match or not.
Just for that pigeon commentator, I'm going to watch
Yeah.
Okay, so and then we talked about Serena Williams, stunned by Elena Rybakina from Kazakhstan. You mentioned Ini.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with the Federer, Swiss star pulls out of French Open with Wimbledon in mind. Federer has officially withdrawn from this year's French Open in order to concentrate his efforts on winning a ninth Wimbledon title later this summer. Federer, who turns 40 later this year, has always cited Wimbledon as his main goal of the season as he goes in search of his 21st Grand Slam title. He said after his 4-set victory against Marin Cilic that he surprised himself, but the Swiss was then involved in a late-night scrap with Dominik Kopfer on Saturday, with the German testing his mettle before Federer pulled through to reach the fourth round at Roland Garros.
For tennis stars, for Federer fans like myself, we always see Federer as the Rolls Royce in the business. He's the Rolls Royce, and he's getting older. And in this business, as you're getting older, you need to start to manage your body a lot more better. And I think he understands what he's doing. Clearly, the target is Wimbledon in later on in the year, and he really wants to win that. I thought he had a chance of maybe not necessarily winning, because I mean the people like Federer, the people like Rafael and Nadal are still in this particular one. I think he's got a chance at Wimbledon. He just needs to manage his body a lot more better, and I think he's made the right decision. When you're getting 40 years of age, you know that you can't be doing this thing all the time. You can't play in multiple tournaments like you did when you were 25, 30, and he understands that. So good decision for him, and the Roland Garros will be missing a superstar.
Yeah. Are you worried though? Because I know people are saying that he should retire. He's 40 years. He's going to be 40 in August. He should retire. What do you think? Do you think it's time?
I mean, you can't tell a man what to do with his life, first and foremost. And I would think that, I think he's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of fame. I don't think that he's looking for money or fame. I think he's just driven by the fact that his body tells him you can keep going.
Yeah.
And if your body tells you can keep going, I mean, who's there to tell you not to? I think he feels he can win the Wimbledon, and I hope he does. A big fan of Federer, by the way, and I really, really do hope that he can stay longer, maybe another 1 or 2 years. But I know that at some point,
if he wins Wimbledon, he would then retire.
just maybe if he wins Wimbledon, because this is a huge decision in the middle of Roland Garros to wake up and say, okay, I'd like to sacrifice this and look forward to Wimbledon.
All right, so Sheriff Oluwaleke Akimbi from Broad Street says, for me, I love Serena, but I think she chokes every time it comes to beating Margaret's record. She went from losing in finals of the Grand Slam to not qualifying for finals again, and now she can't even qualify for quarterfinals of the Grand Slam anymore. Sad. And Ronson says Serena should retire, please. I think it's long overdue. In your own Monday, how far now?
That's very harsh. I'm sorry.
It's harsh.
I think it's harsh because I mean you can't just tell Serena to retire.
No,
we need to enjoy her a little more.
Yeah.
At some point we know she will call time, but I think she's not done yet. I think she's got a year or two in her, and let's see what that brings. If she wakes up tomorrow and say, I'm done, I mean, maybe we'll take that. But if she hasn't said that, please don't push her to.
Yes, please. So Manchester City midfielder Kevin De Bruyne has won the Professional Footballers Association, that's PFA Men's Player of the Year award for the second consecutive season. De Bruyne, 29 years old, is the second player to retain the men's award after Cristiano Ronaldo did so at Manchester United. The Belgium international scored 6 Premier League goals and registered 12 assists in 2001 minutes of top-flight football. He played a key role in City's double success before fracturing his nose and that was so sad. Ice soccer during the Champions League final defeat by Chelsea on 29th of May.
Oh, speaking about that, I've never seen De Bruyne cry, and he was in tears that day.
It was worthy of tears.
He was really, really sad one. But congratulations to De Bruyne, fantastic footballer. And this particular award is special. I mean, there's the Premier League Player of the Year, there's the Football Writers Association Player of the Year, and this one is the Professional Footballers Association Player of the Year.
So it's by
this is special. This is by players. And when your opponents, your teammates think you're the best player in the year in the land is very special. And I think De Bruyne, a special footballer, an absolutely cracking footballer, and he will really be enjoying this one. And I hope he's fit enough. And we're hearing scans were good, surgery went on fine. He would be fit for the Euros because what a footballer he is.
And so people come back to say that before Ronaldo, Henry did it.
Yeah.
And then Bruyne. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
no, Ronaldo was the
Henry.
last player to
Yeah,
do it. I mean, it's been ages. Ronaldo left English football in 2009. It's
Wow.
taken another 12 years
Yeah.
for someone to be able to do it. That's why it's very special.
All right, excellent. So PSG set to sign Dutch midfielder. You have to help me with this one.
Yeah, Gini Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum. Jorginho Wijnaldum is close to joining Paris Saint-Germain after they gazumped Barcelona's contract offer. The Holland international left Liverpool as a free agent this month and was expected to join the Spanish Giants once Ronald Koeman's future as coach was assured. However, owing to finances, Barca's offer was less than anticipated, and PSG boss Mauricio Pochettino stepped in over the weekend to convince the 30-year-old of a move to Paris instead. He's due to sign a 3-year contract pending his medical.
In Nigerian parlance, we say this life no balance, and it's quite strange because, I mean, it was almost done and dusted that Wijnaldum was going to Barcelona, and then Paris Saint-Germain just come in and do like, you know, when that rich guy that comes from Obodo Ibo comes to steal your girlfriend and starts to show so much money and all of that. But it's great because Wijnaldum clearly at this age, I mean, you start playing for money. I mean, when you're younger, you play for the passion, you play for excitement, but at 30, you start thinking of retirement, you start thinking of a pension and all of that. So I think that's what it is, and he's going to PSG because of money. It's very clear, and because we're here in Paris Saint-Germain just came in and doubled the offer of that Barcelona. I mean, not double. I mean, double. Barcelona. Come on, you go PSG. I mean, if you get a contract on the table, and let's say someone says, I want to pay you, let's say £200,000 a week, and then another person comes and says, I want to pay you 400, you'll be clearly out of your mind if you don't take the deal. At that age, it's crazy. And Wijnaldum has gone for the money.
Yeah. He's gone for the money. And Ridwan on WhatsApp says, now not talking about this one, but just about Formula One. We didn't talk Formula One, but I'll take your comments. A freak race in Baku. Village people got the better of Hamilton. Sad to see my two favorites, Federer and Serena, go out of the Roland Garros. This English national team of frauds wouldn't get past the quarterfinals. PSG just used financial power, slap us. God day. And Chiwenasi says, how Kevin De Bruyne won the PFA award is still unbelievable. Bruno and Harry Kane and even Salah were better than KDB this last season. I still don't understand the criterion which made him to win it. What do you make of that statement?
It's players. I mean, the players voted. You can't fault that. And I totally agree. I get his sentiment because I thought Bruno Fernandes had an absolutely brilliant season, and Salah had a good season as well. Harry Kane had a decent season as well. But what did they win? That's the question. What did they win?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a good season and you win nothing, it counts for nothing. De Bruyne won the title. He played for Man City and he played really well. He was very instrumental, very pivotal in Man City winning the league. So you can understand why the players voted for him, and I quite understand where he's coming from. Well,
all right, so let's end with the story from the Nigerian Professional Football League as Kano Pillars beat Eimba to earn top spot. Kano Pillars moved to the summit of the Nigerian Professional Football League on Sunday, following that 2-1 win over Eimba of Aba at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kano on Sunday. Goals from Rabiu Ali in the 52nd minute from the spot and another from Ifeanyi Eze in the 76th minute cancelled out Victor Umbauma's 8th minute goal for Eimba. The win also extended Pillars' unbeaten run in the NPFL to 10 games. The Saima Sugida last defeat in the league was a 4-1 defeat away to Abia Warriors on March the 14th.
That same must give us something like that. It means the landlords, the owners, but Caterpillars, I think they've shown a bit of consistency. Great one to see them top of the table, and remember the big story a while ago. So they signed Ahmed Musa, the Nigerian. He didn't play in this one. He's away in Austria with the Super Eagles, but great one from Caterpillars. They've shown a bit of consistency. 10 matches unbeaten in NPFL parlance is very laudable, and I think they did well. They started the game in a very bad note, conceding first, and found a way to win.
Fantastic. All right, thank you all so very much. A big thanks to Inyabong Monday for joining me on this lovely Monday morning to discuss sports in the locker room 981. Don't forget, we're here again on Wednesday and on Friday, 8:15 is the time. And now we go on a break for a few minutes. At 9 o'clock, when we come back, it will be time for today's edition of our Lagos Talks 91 special. Today, we're going to be looking at the Twitter ban understanding fundamental human rights in Nigeria. And to join me, I have very special guest, Chidi Odinkalu, human rights activist, and Engineer Benga Adebayo, who is the current chairman of the Association of Licensed Telcos of Nigeria. You want to stay tuned for that one. We'll open the phone lines as well at 9:30. Stay tuned.